Okay, you would not believe the morning I've had trying to get this PS2 to run. First, my HDMI, the signal kept cutting out of my PS2. Like the video screen and like the audio would just cut out for a second, then come back in. But it would ruin the recording. So I've had to redo the first like 2 minutes for the last like half an hour. At first, I had my HDMI to RCA converter connected to my desk that supplies power. That's how it always has been. So I assumed that was the problem, even though that's how it was set up beforehand and I was recording PS2 games fine. So then I thought it was my video audio switch. So I just changed the input of my PS2 on the switcher. I basically went from port 1 to port 3. Port 3 wasn't even working. I think I figured out the whole, the screen cutting out thing, but then I couldn't get any signal from port 3. So then I had to replug the PS2 back into port 1, and now I get signal. Well, let's actually see if the game cuts out again. Hopefully not, because I've been looking forward to playing this for a while, and I finally have it on PS2. The only times I ever played this game were through emulation and through the PS3 collection, so I'm finally getting to play on original hardware. If it'll work with me, why is it that when I finally get into a game I really want to play, I'm getting tons of issues I didn't have beforehand? And it's not like I changed the setup all that much. Actually, I should probably move the camera up.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, Bentley, I know this is your first time out in the field, but you've gotta loosen up. If we're going to get to those clockwork parts, I need you on your toes. So in plain talk, what's your status?
Well, I've established myself in the basement, and I'm pretty sure I can rewire the service elevator if you can power it up from that security station.
Hang tough, pal. It might take some time, but I'll figure out a way to get up there.
Actually, let me shrink the camera a little bit. Might be a little too big. Okay. But you heard the two of them right. This is the first time Bentley will be out in the field. He and Murray will no longer be chilling in the van like they did in the first game. The developers of this game really wanted to play up the whole, you guys are a band of thieves, hence the subtitle. So let's make this game kind of like a heist movie with all the tropes. Bentley, the brain.
Okay. Let me at that security computer.
Man, I do love those little freeze frames they give everybody.
The spotlights are offline.
I like that Bentley looks like Indiana Jones.
There goes the laser security system.
I always like this little outfit for him.
Security gate. Presto, all clear.
Thanks, pal. For your first time out, you did pretty well.
Oh, this operation is far from complete. Now that the lasers and spotlights are offline, Murray should be moving into position for your rendezvous. I'll stay here and provide computer support while you go on ahead.
Thank you, Bentley. You wanna know what's funny? I don't think Bentley and Murray actually ever have last names. Sly and Carmelita are the only ones with last names. But since they are part of the Cooper clan, or the Cooper gang, they're not a clan, they're a gang, and they treat each other like brothers, I always assumed they just took Sly's last name. Because remember, the three of the men in an orphanage, and for all we know, Bentley and Murray don't have memories of their parents. Sly at least spent a good 8 to 10 years with his parents before they died. Or by died, I mean murdered by the Fiendish Five. Speaking of the Fiendish Five, All the artwork around here covers our previous adventures in the first game, as well as reminding us of the villains we fought. Other parts like this are just concept arts for the game back in the first game. Got Mugshot, Raleigh. I think I walked past Miss Ruby earlier. But oh, yeah, there she is. So, two of the newest additions to this game is that Sly has a run button, or as I call it, the haul ass button. And as you can imagine, since he has a run button, it is much easier for enemies to hear him. In the earlier games, Sly could get right up, like the second Sly got too close to an enemy, they would always detect him and attack. This way, they will only attack if they hear you. The other big addition is that Sly, Bentley, and Murray all have health bars now. That's what the left icon is. So you may be wondering, what's the point of collecting coins if the horseshoe system is no longer here? I'll get into that in a bit.
You're gonna have to meet up with Murray at the rendezvous point. Unfortunately, the route through the garden is filled with guards.
No problem. I'll just take the long way around.
If memory serves, you need to jump
And hit the circle button to run along ropes. As I said, I've played this so many times, I basically memorized all the dialogue. I'll try my best not to talk over them, because it's actually pretty funny in this game. Like, I tout this game's story, its design, its writing so many times, because it really is just a good combination of all three. This story is heartwarming, it's sad, it's dark, and it's really funny. So I'm very glad to share it with people who, A, have played this game before,
Murray must have gotten lost.
but also people who've never experienced these games.
Pressing on ahead without him.
Murray? I can hear him breathing. Murray, the Brawn. Yeah, Murray went through a bit of a transformation between 1 and 2.
Greetings, citizen. I hope you weren't harmed by my meteoropic entrance.
Meteoropic.
I kept it a safe distance.
Good, good. The Thunderflop knows neither
Friend nor foe, only destruction.
Yeah, could you maybe channel some of that raw energy into the security gate?
Of course. It is nothing before the Murray.
And no, they didn't change Murray's voice actor or anything. His voice actor's just putting in a different performance for him.
All clear.
But yeah, after seeing what Sly went through in the first game, Murray was like, you know, I need to bulk up. I need to be more useful to the team. So he started going to the gym, he worked out, and he conquered all of his fears. Look at him. Look at that face. He's so serious. But I'm so glad he's on the field with me now. He's no longer hiding from all the all the criminals we fight. He doesn't cower in fear.
Stands before you. Fear not. I shall bend it like the truth.
Solid work, Murray. You're really in the zone.
My hulking frame is too much for that puny rope. You go ahead and unlock the doors from the inside. I'll be waiting in the hallway to help you carry out the clockwork parts.
Like, don't get me wrong, Bentley and Murray are important in the first game, but it's hard to label them as main characters when most of the time you're talking to them through the binocular. Here, they are main characters alongside Sly. It's no longer a mostly single main character story. This is an ensemble of characters. And like Sly, they grow and change throughout the franchise. So, why are we breaking into a museum to steal back the clockwork parts? Or to just steal the parts in general? Well, we'll get into that in a later time. But yeah, you are stealing back the bird parts of the evil mechanical bird that,
This is all wrong. We need to pull the plug on this operation right now.
you know, the one who stalked your family for generations through hate.
Inspector Fox. Has beautiful and unpredictable as ever.
How long were they waiting in there?
You crooks are so predictable. You always return to the scene of the crime.
Crime? I haven't stolen anything.
Yet.
Oh, really? Then who broke in last night and made off with all the clockwork parts? You've got the motive.
Someone already stole the parts?
Don't play dumb with me. It might not have been him, Carmelita. The method of entry and guard casualties all point to this being a Claw Gang job.
The Claw Gang?
Constable Neela, I allowed you to see.
Even the animations are better. You can see Sly and all the characters like move their eyebrows and stuff. They're so expressive.
Look at the facts. Facts? Sly Cooper is right here. I caught him red-handed. I'm just saying that there are other criminals in the world.
Nobody notices me.
Cooper,
Oh shit.
after him. Freeze!
Gotta go, gotta go.
Wait up, Fly!
Shake a leg, Murray. It's time to go.
This is how you start a game.
This wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah, well, this is where things get fun.
Seriously though, Carmelita,
Can't run forever.
you know Sly's track record. Don't you think you would have found one of my calling cards at the scene if it was me? Like, Sly always makes it a show of when he steals something.
Carmelita busy.
You're all going to jail.
Pick me up at the rendezvous.
Because remember, in the first game, every time we'd rob back a page of the Thieves Raccoonist or we break into a safe, we always left the Sly Cooper calling card. That's his trademark. We didn't do it because there was no card left behind.
Thief!
Carmelita's been chasing Sly for years. She would know this. So the fact that he's just here and she just immediately assumed he stole the parts is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a little off for me. Ooh. Her auto aim got so much better in the sequel. You can see Bentley and Murray running from the cops down there. It's awesome. Go. Go, Murray, go. Don't let him catch you.
I'm heading for your position. Jump in fast so we can get out of here.
Stop! Thief!
Thanks, guys.
I'll find you, Cooper!
Also, when has Sly ever returned to the scene of one of his thefts? Like, come on.
Carmelita's just as angry as ever. She's really quite lovely when she's angry. And that Constable Neela, was a reference to the Claw Gang just a slip of the tongue, or an intentional clue? Either way, it's our only lead on the missing Clockwork parts. Clockwork. He was consumed with jealousy for the Cooper clan's thieving reputation. Is it inappropriate to refer to him as a monster? No, not at all. What kind of person stays alive for hundreds of years with the express intention of wiping out a rival's family line? Imagine the hatred fueling that first decision to replace his mortal body with soulless machinery. Ultimately, it did the trick. Clockwork lived on. He caught up with my parents, and I wound up in an orphanage. It's there that I met my pals, Bentley, the brains of our outfit, and Murray, the brawn. They turned out to be all the family I needed. 2 years ago, I thought I'd finished it. How naive to think I could so easily put an end to that kind of hatred. And now he's back. In pieces, sure, but the threat is real. Does the Claw Gang even realize what they've stolen? I don't know what's in my future, but I won't let it be a repeat of my past.
I love the music in this. Sly 2, Band of Thieves. Oh, I'm so glad the video signal isn't cutting out anymore. Alright, so as I brought up, I'm going to be going through all the many changes that the sequel brought that was not in the original, because there were a lot of massive updates between the two. But I already brought up, health bars now exist. We now have a run button. The cutscenes obviously also had a massive upgrade. They've increased the visual style, or I think they changed it slightly, but it still fits the whole comic book artwork style that they've been going with. But let's actually get into episode 1, The Black Chateau. Also, the game is longer too. The first game had 5 episodes. I think this one has 8.
I had to call in a few favors to get the goods on the Claw Gang's local operator, Dimitri, a sort of underworld celebrity, equally at home in high-class art circles and shady back-alley crimes. He was once a passionate young art student who worked hard to develop his own visionary style. Unfortunately, the art world wasn't quite ready for his
Kinetic aesthetic.
So he gave them what they wanted and started forging old masterpieces. His way of punishing those with bad taste.
I mean, that's not too far out of the realm of reality.
It's a nightclub on the west side. The thumping music, colorful light shows, and a hint of danger lure in chic young patrons from far and wide.
This great artist starts making counterfeits.
Somewhere where we'll find the clockwork tail feathers. What Dimitri plans to do with the clockwork part is beyond me. But those plans end tonight.
Now, I wonder if you guys are going to recognize some of the songs in this game, because I'm pretty sure none of them are copyrighted, because I hear so many of these Sly Cooper tracks in other people's videos. They're using it like background music or transition music and stuff like that. So let me know if you actually remember any of these themes. Like, I only remember them or recognize them because I played these games. Now, the next new addition to the Sly Cooper series, Hub Worlds. And I don't just mean those little tiny ones that they would use to transition levels in the first game. I mean full-on Hub Worlds. Okay. So every chapter starts, you have to pick Sly first, because he needs to do some sort of introductory level before he can take on the others. But for right now, we can play as Sly, or we can check ThiefNet. This is what coins are used for now. We can now buy gadget upgrades for all 3 of our main characters. I don't have enough money right now, but I just wanted to show it off.
I tell you, Bentley, it's gonna be a real pleasure robbing this nightclub.
I share in your enthusiasm, but before we hit the inside, we'll need to do a little reconnaissance work.
What do you have in mind?
I've installed this special antenna on the safe house to help with our first job. Hacking into
I know you see it in the background there.
The coordinates for the job start beacon have been uploaded to your binocucom. Make your way to this position, and I'll give you a full briefing on our objective.
I'm on my way.
So since we have coins to grab gadgets now, why are there bottles? Well, there are... Dang it. I hate when the game does that. No, it's not the game's fault. It's me rushing. Whoa.
They'll help you find your way around. If no markers are in view, use the right analog stick to move the camera and look around for them.
You gonna jump up here?
The view is always better from the rooftops.
Okay. I wasn't trying to show that off, but now I did. So now you have an alert system. If anybody see or hear me, my Cooper logo will start flashing, letting me know that, hey, you've been detected. You can fight them off to get rid of the blaring alarm, or you can just run away. Since they were all level goons, I knew I could just hit them back and just have them die from fall damage.
I need you to hack into Dimitri's communication array so that we'll have access to his database.
How am I supposed to do that?
To start, you'll need to get to the top of that tower. Then reposition the satellite dish to point at my safe house antenna. If you want to climb on stuff, jump and hit the circle button to grab hold. Try climbing up that pipe.
Right. Jump and press the circle button to climb pipes. I'm on it.
But as I was saying, the bottles in each hub world unlock a safe in one of the villain hideouts, and the safe contains like a super gadget that you can add to your repertoire. Some of them are worth it, others aren't. Like, I played the game so many times that I have a good memory of where all the bottles are.
I've uploaded the next waypoint into your Thief Fast Imager. Remember, click the L3 button to locate your next objective.
So I might go for all the bottles in this game. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to yet. And the reason that is because in the first game, yeah, they can be difficult to find sometimes, but you also had the tracker if you found the blueprints in the hideout. There are no trackers in this game for bottles. You actually have to look around for them and find them. Now, there are ways to do it. They do appear in your Binocucom. You can see them in the background during cutscenes. And like before, if you walk closer to them, you can hear their sound effects that they make. So finding them isn't hard. The best method I can tell you to do is like start from the edge of the world map, circle around it, and then focus on the more interior designs.
Activate your Thief Fast Imager by pressing the L3
Or should I say focus more on the center.
last dish waypoint. Remember, the view is always better from a rooftop.
Like there are some on the boats down here, I remember.
Why, you can hold down the R1 button while walking to break into a fast run, but be careful, as this is sure to be loud enough to alert any guards in the vicinity.
Alright, that's part of the reason why you gotta be careful with running. Guards will hear you. Also, the game never tells you this, but be careful when you're breaking bottles near enemies because they do hear that too. Along with you breaking objects, you knocking out or attacking one of their friends, all that stuff. Man, there's a lot to this game. I'm so happy I get to play this. And there we go. All that precious data is ours.
Nice work, Sly. I'm downloading from Dimitri's mainframe as we speak.
All in a night's work. So, where do we go from here?
Oh my god, Sly's hat is glitching. Look at him.
And take some reconnaissance.
Why is his hair sticking out like that?
Tail feathers. To get inside, you'll have to sneak through an old wine cellar beneath town.
That looks so awkward, but it's funny. Okay, that's enough for the first part, everybody. Tune in for another part later on in the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, please comment. I love hearing you guys' comments. It's always fun talking to you, everybody. But I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Peace.